You, did you mean it? You said it. Here it is. Big as Dallas. I read the op-ed. You said, save everybody but the oil and gas industry and let them go broke. Did you really mean that?
Hey everyone! Today we're diving into a fiery exchange between Senator John Kennedy and Federal Reserve nominee Sarah Bloom Raskin.
About all that, but did you mean it? You said it. Here it is. Big as Dallas. I read the op-ed. You said, save everybody but the oil and gas industry and let them go broke. Did you really mean that?
So I have been clear on my views. The whole point of the op-ed was that the Fed should not pick winners and losers.
Except for oil and gas. You said they ought to be allowed to go broke.
The Fed should not pick or favor any sector at all.
Then why did you say it?
The Fed is not in the business of choosing winners and losers.
Then why did you recommend to them that they let oil and gas go broke?
I did not recommend.
Yes, ma'am. I read the op-ed. There it is. I'm not going to quote it to you, but Senator Toomey pointed out. Why did you mean it?
Senator Kennedy, I want you to understand the role of the proper role of the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve should not be choosing winners and losers.
Yes, ma'am. So you disagree with the editorial?
The editorial was one that I wrote, and I wrote it in the context of the Federal Reserve's emergency lending facilities. This was a special program set up by the CARES Act, by the Congress, that appropriated taxpayer money. This was an issue quite unlike the issue of supervision.
And you said don't give the money to oil and gas. Let them go broke, because in my opinion, they're bad for the environment. Didn't you?
I want you to understand the context for that article. That article had to do with did not have to do with supervision and regulation.
Dr. Raskin, you said it. You ought to own it. Okay, you ought to own it.
Sorry?
You said it. You ought to own what you said. I'd respect you more if you did. Let me move on to this business of allocating capital. Now, look, this is America. You can believe what you want, and I mean that. But I don't agree with your mission to politicize the Federal Reserve.
I don't believe the Federal Reserve should be politicized either.
Well, then why did you say it? Why did you say in this June 2020 piece, quote, federal regulatory bodies should allocate capital?
It is not the role of the Federal Reserve in supervisory or regulatory matters in its functioning as...
Then why did you write it?
It was written in a context, Senator, that had to do with emergency lending. It did not have to do with the context of supervision and regulation.
I feel strongly about charter schools, okay? If some president or some chairman of the Federal Reserve said, let's all get together and allocate capital away, lean on all the banks so they don't fund charter schools. You support that? You support driving oil and gas industry into bankruptcy. Do you think that would be the proper role for the Federal Reserve?
And there you have it, folks. A blow-by-blow account of this high-stakes Senate hearing. We've seen accusations, defenses, and some serious political maneuvering. This debate between Senator Kennedy and Sarah Bloom Raskin could have major implications for the Federal Reserve and America's energy policy. What do you think about this heated exchange? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns of the biggest political showdowns. Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged.